And guys, we should be live now. What is up, everybody? What is up? Yo, if you in chat, let me know, dude. Today we doing a stream that I've only done once before. I've only done a live or I guess a storyline stream once before, but that one's kind of weird. I was kind of playing video games at the same time. I was playing Origins, if I'm not mistaken, and just kind of answering questions about the story at the same time. Whereas this time, this one's completely dedicated. So this is the real first one for me for a storyline. This is more of a breakdown of what's been going on in the storyline currently and what we can expect from the more cryptic side of it. We'll go over that too. And we'll go over, I guess, the last part, which would be what's to come. So I guess we'll break down what we know of the storyline, and the storyline is something I'm going to be turning into a video sooner rather than later, just going throughout the entire thing, which will be fun. But then also we'll go over what's it called? We'll go over what's to come, or the more cryptic stuff that we can't really make out right now. But let me just make sure everything's working real quick. Yo, what's up, Kibbles? By the way, what is up? Thank you for joining the stream. But yes, we're going to be going over all that, and I will be answering any questions, and I would prefer this to be a more, I guess, how do you say it, like, I guess, what's the word, like, me and chat working together, answering questions and all that good stuff. Let me do something real quick, though. What the... Let me just do this, boopity bop, make this sure this is all working. And I think it is. I think we're good. I think we're all good to go. So yeah, what is up? What's again? Or hey, what's up, boss man? What is up? Yo, what's up, Adam? Yo, thank you guys all for jumping the stream right away. I'm the only one. No, yo, okay. What is up, guys? So what we're going to be doing now, as I said, is that we're going to be going over the existing storyline, like what we know thus far. I should have actually organized this better. Let me actually move some stuff around so I could actually use my keyboard, because I have it in a really weird spot right now. Let me pull the keyboard over here so we could actually use that. Okay, the wire's kind of short. That's kind of cringe. But we mainly need the mouse anyway, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Okay, that's getting stuck on something too. Probably should have done this before the stream actually started, but such is life, dude. Such is life. So let's go ahead and jump over to this. And we're going to go over... I'm just doing a Premiere Pro because Premiere Pro, it's easier. That's just what I'm used to using. See, we have... this is actually for a video that I'm going to be doing, breaking down or explaining the entire storyline thus far. So this is what this is right here. This is literally the storyline in chronological order thus far. You have the one end station's approval from being changed to a nuclear what's it called? A nuclear test facility into the zombie stuff and all that. Dimensional research, I guess they call it here. And then of course we have this. Hello, can I move this? This is actually... Wait, this should be before, now thinking about it. Wait, I have this backwards. Wait, no, I don't. Wait, what? Yeah, this is backwards. I just realized. Let's fix that real quick, because it's the incident, right? Right? Let me make double sure. Yeah, I think I have this backwards. 100%. Let's make double sure. It's been a great pleasure from you, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, this is backwards, 100%. Let's just swap that out. Okay, so I got a little things messed up here and there, but either way, it's the overall thing. So this is what's happening here so far, is that, and I think this is how we should probably start this stream, is by breaking down the current storyline. So what we don't have here on this, because the only way we know about this is by looking at the map and also some Dr. Strauss quotes, which I'll probably add to when I actually make the proper video when I'm explaining everything. But how it works, so what's happened and what all this explains. Don't randomly save on me, dude. Okay, so what's happening is that the end station, the place where obviously this map takes place, the Maschine takes place, this was originally supposed to be a nuclear testing place. That's why you literally see a nuke on the map, right? There's inside the, what is it called, the weapons facility? There's literally a nuke right there. Let me pull up chat on this screen because it's easier for me to look at chat on my right than my left for who knows what reason. You try to play Cold War to PC and to Xbox. If we play, there's crossplay. It doesn't matter what you're playing on. Anyways, though, what's it called? So it was a. Oh, let's put on some epic background music real quick. Actually, let's put that on. I don't know how loud it is, but let's put on some epic background. Hopefully, it's not drowning me out. I'm gonna put it a little bit lower to be safe. I don't have my headset right now, so I can't really test it out myself. Either way, as I was saying, the ghost just be the blood of the dead. I go to something else. This is like this is all the ghosts. This is the video I never uploaded of collecting all the ghosts, the spectral reflections, I guess, around the map. This is like that. These are just all of them right here in this big old or short. It's a video, I guess. It's a video I never uploaded, but I wasn't about to delete it because it's useful storyline information. Check your echo. I don't have an echo, dude. It's a video I never uploaded, but I wasn't about to delete it because. Oh, Echoes of the Dam. Wow, you're funny, dude. You're funny, dude. Yo, this man's funny. Yo, I'm not even joking. Wait, you serious? Oh, he's has to be joking, dude. You're funny, dude. Yo, this I can easily check real quick. Yo, I'm not even joking. Wait. You better not be talking about Echoes of the Dam, dude. And that's what you're talking about. Oh, you're right. Yo, my bad, dude. Yo. Yo, that's cringe, dude. I'm cringe. Nobody even thank you for letting me know. Kind of cringe. Okay, so now we have to restart everything I literally said all there because I'm cringe and I had an echo on. But as I was saying, what's it called? Did you solve the max ammo thing? Yeah, somebody did. Apparently it had something to do with just kind of luck and being down in the dark ether, being in the pack punch area during the dark ether and not going up to the top until the whole shaking thing's done. But it's kind of cringe. I feel like I curse all your streams. You're always echoing. Yo, dude, it's so rare, dude. It's like 2-3 streams, I think. Wait, by the way, before we actually continue and start over, since I went and messed everything up, yo, hope you guys all had a Merry Christmas, dude. Merry Christmas to everybody who celebrates it. So that. Either way, let's start all over. So what we're going to be doing today is that we are going to be breaking down everything in the story. We're going to be breaking down this, which is the kind of known storyline, right? You echoed for an hour in garage, yeah, and you effing blocked people. You're deleting messages that were people letting me know I was echoing. So just let that be known that wasn't entirely my fault. But either way, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be breaking down the storyline. We're going to do the chronological stuff, which is literally all this. Can we move this thing? This is literally the storyline starting in World War II all the way to the map Die Maschine and its end. And then also one thing teasing towards the future. Zoom that in so it's easier to read, even though it's hard to read already when it's on that small thing. But this is for DLC 1, which is something I've already covered on my channel if you guys haven't seen that. Either way, this is all the stuff we know, like, is chronologically. This doesn't include stuff like the Dark Aether audio or the Dark Aether these things, like this day 4100 found one of the big ones today dead today, or found one of the big ones dead today. Had an impression they left each other alone, but it was clear from the wounds that they fight amongst themselves. There is a talk here of the overlords hunting the rest. Sounds like crazy talk, especially because some now worship the giants. But I've seen enough to believe it. If one of the giants is imposing its will on the rest, I shudder to think what new order may emerge. So stuff like that we'll touch on for sure, but that's going to be more of a what's it called? That's going to be more of the speculation part, like stuff we don't know for sure, because this is like, that's more of just kind of just talking about things that we just don't know how they affect the story currently. And because of that, we're not going to talk about it right away. Instead, we're going to talk about like what we know for sure is happening in the storyline and what makes sense so far, and just to explain that. And then from there, we will touch on all the Dark Aether. Pretty much, we have the Requiem, we have Maxis, or not really Maxis too much, because she just kind of say things that aren't really too useful, for being honest. Maxis, as much as I love Samantha, yeah, she's kind of saying some useless information, dude. Like, literally, I don't even think I'm going to mention any of her audio for a while, at least what we got in Die Maschine. But at least here, we, what's it called? We're going to just look at what matters to the story, or something we could speculate on. First things first, let's break down the storyline and do it in chronological order, which is something I'll do in proper video. It's probably going to be easier to consume than this, but I just want to kind of generally go over it. So either way, to now return to finally where I realized I was echoing. So what happened is that End Station, the place that Die Maschine takes place, it was a facility built during World War II by the Nazis to research the nuclear bombs. This is seen in two ways through the map. You could see the remnants of this. Literally, if it wasn't a big enough giveaway, it's going. Well, also Strauss literally says it whenever you have him as one of the people talking to you in your ear. But either way, even without him, looking at the map, you can tell this used to be a nuclear testing facility. You see that there's literally a nuke in the weapons facility, I believe it's called. Excuse me. Which, you know, obvious. There's a nuke there, but also in the pack punch room, in that big old like room that's like a big old swirl thing. Do I even have? I think I have the gameplay. It's just showing what I'm talking about. Where is it? You guys know the pack punch room, I'm sure, but you know, here it'll be here. Literally where the boss fight is. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so literally this area, right? Pack punch. So you see this big old swirly thing? So that's a cyclotron, which is kind of real, kind of not. But it's pretty much an atom smasher, kind of, and they're just trying to, you know, do stuff like that, and you know, that's kind of where that's all from. But either way, that's another evidence that there was nuclear research going on here. But of course, the nuclear research did not stay as planned, obviously, and this is where this little radio comes into play. Now, I'm gonna let you guys listen to this, and we'll explain what's going on here.
I have completed my adjustments, Dr. Vogel. You may begin recording.
Thank you, I already have. This is Ulrich Vogel, Director of Project End Station. 7th of March, 1944, 10:03 p.m. Commencing cyclotron test run number 12. Dr. Kurtz,
how much the audio is going, by the way?
Proceed.
All readings are within acceptable parameters. Looks like we are getting the collisions we expected, and some interesting patterns are starting to.
What was that?
I do not know. Gauges are redlining. We have to shut down.
My God! What is happening to the air around the collider?
You mean back away from me?
Get away from that!
Okay, so I think it gives you a general idea what happened. So right after this, it's going to take forever because this radio takes forever. But what's it called? It was just pretty much the accident, right? And this, you would hear that actually maybe we should finish listening, because you do hear zombies. Like, this is where the zombies are first created. I guess we'll just listen all the way through.
Cut the power!
I'm trying! Controls are not responding!
Retreat! Seal those things in the chamber!
Okay, so that gives you a wait. Actually, maybe I did have that in the right order. Where's the date for this? This is August 3rd. This one was... Yeah, okay, yeah, I had it right. Okay, I fixed it properly. I mean, either way, this is where the zombies were created. While they were doing testing with the cyclotron, this somehow caused the first dimensional whatever it's called to appear, which we actually have, and obviously we see in game, but also in this right here, we actually have a sketch of it. This is from the Season 1 documents, where it says Space-Time Breach Sketch, and obviously you see the sketch, right? I forget how you zoom on Windows 10. So obviously right here, we have this, and this is what we see in game. This is the anomaly, obviously, and look, exact same date, right? See, March 7th, which I'm pretty sure was the same date that we saw on, wait a second, wait, what? No, that was 44. So this was 44, right? When was this? Oh, this is 43. I did have it correct. Okay, never mind. Either way, I had it correct the first time. But regardless, the point still stands. This is this is where the zombies were created, right? This is when they they made the dimensional time breach. They created the zombies, and this is where the refocus for what End Station's goals were to be. This is where I guess this document comes into place. No, this is just the this is just pretty much one of the radios. The last 2 days have been blurred, but I must record the events regardless of how preposterous they seem. We activated Cyclotron at 10:03 p.m. 2 nights ago. We immediately knew Dr. Kurt's modifications had gone too far. There was a sound like a high-pitched turbulence crossed a human scream. Then it looked as if the air ripped itself open. And yeah, see, this is pretty much literally what we just heard. I don't really know why they did add this intel, but it's pretty much just describing. Actually, it does explain further. Let's see. It says, well, I helped the medical staff to try to find a way to reverse the men's condition. Obviously, it says this is where they turn into zombies. I guess it goes in a little bit more detail, but pretty much what we already said. And I guess also it does say it says Berlin responded with great interest, encouraging us to further study the space-time rift, and this is our top priority. Atomic weapons research is on the back burner. So literally, this is what we were talking about. This is literally what we just said, but I guess it's nice that we have it right here, dude. I guess this is kind of nice, but either way, this is pretty much a story that I'm sure you guys are familiar with. There was an accident. It was originally supposed to be a nuclear research, but then the accident happened, space-time, zombies. Then from there, they went ahead and swapped over to researching the space-time rip and the different dimensions and stuff like that. And of course, they go continuing searching through this. Projections, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and it's just like talking about what's going on here. We pretty much know what the dark ether rifts are, like at this point. We turn them into zombies. It's pretty much describing literally what we just saw. Then this is actually a little bit more interesting. This is Exoelement 1, or Ethereum, as we now call, or that is kind of like the new 115 of the story, I guess you could say. But let me just make sure I want to listen to this radio because I think this radio is a little bit more important. So we can go and listen to this one.
Vogel, 16th of March, 1944. We have finally isolated an unknown element in the men who were transformed by the cyclotron accident. And even at this early stage, it is clearly a remarkable substance. For now, we have classified it as Exoelement 1. Kurtz suggested Vogelium.
Vogelium.
Such an ass kisser. The current theory is that at sufficient concentrations, Exoelement 1 triggers the horrific transformations experienced by the men closest to the cyclotron rift. I am currently designing a chamber to withdraw Exoelement 1 from the occupant. My hope is to somehow purify the men and reverse their necrotic condition. If we can learn to control the necrotization process, I believe it could be weaponized. Imagine an army of unkillable soldiers. Even at this late point in the war, I may have found the key to saving the Reich. Dr.
Okay, there we go. So right there, it's probably out of order, this new orders thing, but whatever. Either way, though, as you guys heard, this is just further this idea that these Nazi guys, they accidentally discovered zombies and then they're doing this, which is fine. It's kind of the full thing. We kind of expect that. Pretty much they're just repeating the same thing. Another thing he did mention in that radio is that he found a way to to de-necrosize, or pretty much it's the machine that we use in the Maschine to get Orloff to turn him from a megaton back into kind of, he kind of understood what was going on now. So I guess there's that. So that's cool for him. But that's what he designed. I think that we actually have a name for that. What is it called? Is it this thing right here? Yeah, here it is. The other Wachusler blueprint. Wachusler blueprint. This is literally what he was talking about. Of course, we use this in game, so we turn Orloff back into human using this machine right here. Very cool stuff, but not really important besides that. But again, this is just him continuing talking about what he's just said, kind of going into further depth, but that doesn't really matter right now, I guess. There's this thing, I don't know why I added that, it's not really important to the story, but of course, from there, this is still during World War II time, but of course, what was actually said in this ghost conversation is that they said the, the Red Army was approaching, and they knew about it, so they had to hurry up and increase their research, and they kept doing that. And actually, this does have connection to this. Now I remember why I put this here, because they increased their research, but this ghost actually explains what's happening. He says that the monsters, they're everywhere. I'm surrounding my men. They're all gone. I'm all that remains. End station has fallen. So it pretty much shows you that it didn't really go as planned, obviously. And this man just hid in this area and then ended up dying. Obviously, we take the die from him. The reason that's kind of what happens there. It gets taken over by zombies, but then obviously the Soviets arrive, and this is what we saw in the intro cutscene that I'm showing you guys right now. The intro cutscene happened, and we have this going on. This is what we see.
What the hell is this place?
Okay,
I don't even know who you're talking about, dude. You know what? I'm gonna look up who the heck you're talking about. I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of annoying because I've heard people say this so many times. It's kind of cringe, to be honest. Let me see. Breaking Bad. Son, I guess. Dog. Are you stupid? You, what? Man, actually don't look nothing like me. Yo, what? I'm actually sick of hearing this, my guy. I'm gonna be honest. I've been told this, I told I sound like him. I never was told I look like him before now. So that's kind of cringe. Kind of cringe, dude. I ain't gonna lie. Dog, I don't know why I get so triggered by that, but I do. I don't know what to tell you, dude. It's just annoying because I've been hearing I sound like him. Now you saying I look like the man now. Like, it's like, okay, come on now. Anyways, as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted right there. This is when the Soviets obviously showed up and they found End Station, and from there they obviously this is what we saw inside the intro cutscene to the Maschine. I call it an intro cutscene, but it's really not. It's not an insult, chill, dude. Dude, it's just, you have to understand why I do get annoyed. Like, I'm effing trying to talk about this, and then you just like bring that up, just like, you just brought up something like it's just completely derailing the conversation. It's like, it's kind of annoying. You do understand why it would annoy me, right? Like, at the very least. Either way, what's up, Dylan? Hey, what's up, Sven? But as I was saying, this is when the Soviets showed up. What we saw in the intro cutscene, we have more of the Soviets. What's interesting that's said here, right here, is this is one of the spectral reflections. Is that these guys you have to do the Easter egg, but then these ones you don't have to do the Easter egg. But it actually explains why the golden thing that you need to bring back to the machine to actually, what's it called? To put it on the. Or when you shoot the tank at the tree, it falls from the gold ball falls from the tree. This actually explains that, but it actually mentions something that's very interesting inside this. Is what's something I find to be very interesting. I'll let it play and I'll talk about it.
I still cannot believe that idiot German tried to sneak back in here. And I thought scientists were supposed to be smart.
Well, it's not like anyone in Poznan would want to shelter him.
I wonder what he wanted. You think he came back for this gold?
Let Colonel Lazarev worry about that. You just remember which tree, okay?
Stay safe up there. Uncle Vadim and Uncle Alexei will come for you just as soon as Berlin is in flames.
Okay, what is interesting in there, obviously, it just explains how it got on the tree. But what is, what's it called? What's interesting is when they mention that the doctor, what's it called? Is that the, he says, I still can't believe that idiot German tried to sneak back in here, which is interesting because I have no idea who they're talking about. I mean, we can imagine it's like one of the doctors. We can imagine it's rather Kurtz or Volger, maybe even Strauss, but currently we just have no idea who the heck they're talking about. But it is interesting that they do mention that. And just question, like, what was he trying to stick it here for? What was he trying to get? It may come back in the future. We will see, because from my knowledge, from what we've looked up here, we literally have no idea what the heck they're talking about. But either way, this is when the Soviets find this place. And this is pretty much what happens, is that this whole thing is that when the Soviets get here, they go to close this place up. This is what we see happen in the intro cutscene. It's also explained during this audio. That's why I put the audio under it, because it's explaining what's going on.
Comrade, state your name. Kasimir Sikov, Starshina, 1st Guards Tank Army. I am mechanic.
I was told, despite your limited education, you understand German equipment.
Well, I scavenge parts from Panzer tank.
You want to play zombies or just a question? I'm just planning just to talk about the storyline today. You know, just do a quicker stream. We're going to be here for too long. We're just going to explain what's happening in the storyline. But yeah, either way, we have Zhukov, I believe how you say his name. He literally just said it, but I forgot already. But either way, what happens is what we literally just saw right here is that we see Zhukov right here. This is Zhukov. He was sent after the Soviets found all this stuff, and they went and got rid of all the zombies. They had to shut down the machine, and they volunteered, obviously, Zhukov to go close down the machine. And when he did that, he ended up dying, and it was unfortunate for him. But he died, and yeah, unfortunate, but he did shut down the machine. To be clear, this is not Orlov. This is a different person. So there's two different people they sent in there to die. There's two different people. So there's the this guy, I just literally forgot his name. Zhukov, I believe his name. And then there's also the guy who is Orlov, who we actually see during the Easter egg. So these are two different people that we have to make clear. This and Orlov. Where's Orlov? Is he right here? Right here. There's Orlov. These are two different people. Or even better thing is probably when he's a ghost. When do I get him as a ghost? Oh yeah, over here. I think. Where is he? Yeah. Okay, these are two different people. Orlov and Zhukov are different people, not to get them confused. Zhukov went in there to go shut down the Psychodrome when the Nazis first started it. That's what his job was. What's it called? And we'll get to Orlov and what he was doing for a little bit, because he's the one who restarted it. Very opposite jobs, but that's what they were doing. But either way, after that, it was left alone forever. They would or not forever. It was I guess the whole thing was left alone for a long time, right? And this was just kind of what I guess ideally would have been ending. Like, there was no more rifts being opened, Psychodrome was shut down, and nobody was doing anything. But inside, let's see if I could go over it. This document, if I could, let me just hold shift so I can snap onto it. No, it's not it. This document right here, Omega Groove Formation, or I guess it's kind of the next one. Is it? Let me go with full screen. I think it's the next one, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, went too far. Operation Undertaker, let me see, blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. This is where like Omega Group comes into the whole conversation, because Soviets obviously shut this thing down. They shut it down. It was fine. It was epic. No zombie outbreak. Everything was great. But of course, this is where Omega Group comes into the thing. Actually, the formation of Omega Group was the previous document, but it's not really relevant to what we're going to be talking about here. But this pretty much explains what's going on here. It says March 23rd, U.S. President Reagan announced a strategic defense initiative. If implemented, the SDI a mortal it constitutes, that's how you say the word, a mortal threat to the Soviet Union. March 25th, yeah, I just read March 25th because that's how it's said over here, but 25th March. KGB Chairman Jerbakov assigns new commanding officer, KGB Spetsnaz Omega Group, to Omega Group, with orders to restore the unit. Yeah, but overall, this is kind of where it is. But here's what I want to skip to. July 15th, Dr. Alexandra Valentina discovers 2 reels from the film in the intelligence vault sealed since 1945. The content of these films is taken at a German site in Poland, codenamed N Station, is flagged for review by chairman of the state secretary. So this is where they get into the whole idea of bringing this up. And the film they're talking about is the film that we just watched. This thing right there. This is it. This is literally it, of where they closed it down. They found the zombies and everything, and they went and dug up everything back over again. And that's where Omega Group went and got all the stuff. That's the wrong one again, but that pretty much explains why Omega Group went back to this place. Is that they went through. Well, this was actually, from what we hear here, is that Omega Group's formation was in was in retaliation, I guess, of is in retaliation of the SDI, or the Strategic Defense Initiative, and that's why they formed Omega Group, to, because they said it was constitutionally mortal threat to the Soviet Union, and in doing that, they needed to find some way to counteract them, and by doing that, they went and found the 2 reels of the film intelligence, which are the intro, obviously, and they went and saw that, and they thought maybe we could use what those Soviets were doing. Don't forget, there's the Eddie intel on Onslaught, intel's on Nuketown. I saw that, but I mean, it's possible it has something connected, but I really don't think it is. Because, like, we really think Eddie's going to start playing like he's in a band now, with talking about guitars and stuff? I feel like that'd be a huge, a huge shift for that character. I know it's not the same character as Rick Toffin, but it'd be a huge shift. I mean, it's possible, but personally, I just find it unlikely. But either way, what we were saying here is that this is where Omega Group, why they started. It was in retaliation of the SDI being made by President Reagan on March 23rd, 1883, which is actually pretty close to, wait, is it? This might be a little bit older. Either way, we should actually just go over here and see when the stupid thing was made. 75, yeah, it was made way before that. But Omega Group was made forever ago, but when they got involved in this is in 1983. I just noticed they added the theater mode to zombies. I don't think it's to zombies. I think it's just multiplayer. You could actually access theater mode in the zombies menu, but zombies game is saved to it, so it's kind of cringe. But yeah, so this is where they get this is where they got that information from End Station, the video that we talked about, and they saw it and they thought, hey, maybe we could use this stuff, and that's where Omega Group goes and does all their gaming moves that we could listen to right here. Here's the first radio. This is from Valentina. For some reason this is glitched out, but we'll listen to it real quick because I think this does a pretty good job of explaining it. I think, unless it's the wrong radio, hopefully it is. Yeah.
This is Dr. Alexandra Valentina, Psychotronics Research Lead for Omega Group. It is the 1st of November, 1983.
Real quick though, we will get into all the speculation and stuff for once I just do an overview of the storyline. But we'll get into all the speculation, all the dark ether, and all the things that are leading towards the future.
I have just given the order to reactivate the Project N Station particle accelerator. It is a monumental moment in Soviet history. Some, including myself, might even call it a turning point. 2 officers have volunteered for the task. Their courage and sacrifice represent the pinnacle of Soviet strength. Their names will be echoed through Lubyanka's halls. They will be remembered as heroes. It has all happened so quickly. 4 months of research, testing, planning, and staging. I must thank Chairman Chebrikov, Chairman Andropov, and the rest of the Politburo. Without their support, Operation Undertaker would not have been possible. With the cyclotron's reactivation, not only will we reopen the dimensional gate first discovered by the Germans 40 years ago, but also additional dimensional gates around the globe. With these new gateways opened, we will proceed to Phase 2 and begin the real work. Research of this new dimension and the development of new technologies. These
Okay, no one cares what she has to say after that. Either way, this gives us a general idea of what Omega Group's goals are through this radio, and also explains that they're actually already done with End Station. Requiem is actually super late to the party here. We shut down the Cyclotron in the first dimensional gateway, but it's already too late because they said literally they're already done. It says, with these new gateways open, we will proceed to Phase 2 and begin the real work, research on this new dimension and the development of new technologies. So we do know that they're kind of already like way behind in this. I'll have to call out that person back in a second, but either way, this does explain what their goals are currently, and it's pretty obvious what Omega Group's goals are. But this is what they did, why they even reopened what's it called, End Station, why they restarted the Cyclotron and all that stuff. They wanted to open up new gateways around the world, which is actually very interesting from Valentina, because Valentina actually, there's another radio I think we're going to be listening to in a little bit that leads even more very, very interesting information, which we will be getting to. But either way, it pretty much explains what Omega Group is doing, why they're doing it. I'm questioning Valentina a little bit. Valentina may have some connections with somebody, potentially Eddie. I don't know, just stating random things right now. But it is interesting that she knows exactly how certain things are going to work, and this is something that I think Peck says, okay, this is a conversation between Peck and Valentina right here. Yeah, right here. I think, is this the one? This one's not really interesting because this just this just talks about what we already said. It was just, whatever. We don't really care. This is, everyone's seen this. This is Orlov, where he goes ahead and just he's all sad and all that great stuff. But of course, after this is where they send in Orlov and what's the other dude's name? Medvedev? Excuse me. I don't know how to say his name properly, to be honest. But this guy, they send him in to go restart the Cyclotron. It wasn't only Orlov, by the way, if you guys didn't know. It was 2 people. And I'm pretty sure this guy, Medvedev, or however you say his name, is the Megaton Overlord, the one we see during the Easter egg. He's the one trying to stop us, if I'm not mistaken. But I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's him. I think we saw that at first. I think originally, like I said, Megaton Medev, whatever, and then they patched it, just called Megaton Overlord, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be making things up, to be completely honest. But either way, this is where they send them in, and they restart the Cyclotron, and Requiem obviously shows up and all that good stuff. Now, this is the radio that I find kind of interesting. We might come back to this when we are trying to discuss the future of the story, because this is where Peck is also getting suspicious of Valentina, but he really doesn't care because he wants to do his own things anyways. But either way, I'll play it for you guys because it is really, really interesting to me, and I think it's something that's probably going to be important in the future. I'm gonna mute for a bit though when I play this.
Personal log. Dr. William Peck, November 3rd, 1983. Operation Undertaker has been declared a resounding success. Intel has reported in from around the globe. We have confirmed the existence of multiple dimensional gates. To the surprise of many, including myself, it appears Dr. Valentina's hypothesis was correct. In fact, her results have surpassed expectations. Credit where credit is due. But now we are on to Phase 2, where my expertise comes into play. I received a report that a live specimen has already been acquired and transported to my facility for analysis. The organisms of this other world are unlike anything I've seen. There is so much we can learn from them. It's not just the creatures. It's these crystalline growths. The Colonel wants weapons? Why stop there? We can do so much more.
Okay. That explains that. Hey, what's up, Chronorium? Thanks for stopping by for this storyline stream. We'll just be discussing the storyline. But either way, this is again just for the future of it. But what's it called? It's just pretty much Peck. Just talking about some things. But we'll come back to this because I do find it interesting. That Valentina hypothesis was correct. In fact, her results were surprising, were surpassed expectations. But either way, it's crazy and all, but this is pretty much what Omega Group was doing at End Station. I apologize for you, Chronorium, for joining late because we're at a weird spot. This is pretty much just wrapping up what Omega Group did at End Stations and what their goals were. But either way, from here, I'm pretty sure everyone pretty much knows what happened, right? Wait, why did I leave this here? What is this about? Oh, okay. This I know why I did this now. Okay, so this right here just explain how Requiem. This is if you guys were following the storyline before the game actually launched. This is actually explained to us how Requiem got their hands on this exact same tape that I've been showing you guys. Because as I told you, this tape was taken back in 1945 when the Soviets first took Poland from the Germans. And they took over End Station. They were clearing out. This is when it was recorded. And then, obviously, they archived this in Lublankia. That's what they said. They dug it back up because they said the SDI was, kind of being a mortal threat, I think they said, to the Soviet Union. So they needed something to counteract to the U.S. So what they did is that they dug up this. They saw that it was useful. They went back to End Station. They restarted the cyclotron and all that stuff. And when they did, or around that same time, this is where someone in the KGB, which we actually know as being Tatiana, where is Tatiana? This is actually a message before. This is why I said if you were following it before. In fact, I don't think this is explained in game. This is only if you were following the zombie storyline before, like they were building up to it. But this is Tatiana. I could barely read this, but that's why I saved this. When oh, not that. Right. Someone wrote it in plain text somewhere. Well, either way, it explains that Tatiana worked inside the KGB, and she was Max's or Samantha's I guess inside person in the KGB, and she saw this, shared it with Samantha, and she's actually the one that stole the tape, kind of, and gave it to Samantha, and Samantha somehow got it to Weaver, which is literally what we see right here, right? This is the tape that Tatiana gave Samantha, Samantha gave Weaver, and what we see here, and this is how Requiem even finds out about literally anything, dude. Like, this is pretty old information for Soviets, but for the U.S. and Requiem, this is the first time they're seeing it, and this is when they, all like find out about everything. But either way, that's kind of how that happens, and then from there, that's pretty much when the story of the map takes place. We arrive in November 3rd, 1983, which is what we see right here, which is literally the same day as the game came out, November 13th, which is hilarious, which was just pointed out to me last night by my cousin, but, whatever. Either way, it's pretty much a story. We go ahead, we, turn the... It's kind of weird to me that this is the case, okay? I mean, I'm pretty sure that this is just a gameplay thing, and you're supposed to ignore it if it's because of the story. But what I gotta say is that the cyclotron wasn't on and the anomaly wasn't open when we got here. In fact, we're the ones that turned it back on for one reason or another, which is weird. Because you would, I don't really get. I think what is supposed to be happening storyline wise, if you just took gameplay out of it and they didn't want any cool things happening during the Pack Punch, I guess. Excuse me, opening. But I think what is supposed to happen here is that the cyclotron was already supposed to be on, and the anomaly was already supposed to be there, and our goal was supposed to be to turn off the cyclotron and close the rift, right? Like, that's literally the name of the trophy, close the rift, or something like that, or the description of the trophy. Or Mend the Rift, I think it was. No, Mend the Rift. No, either way, you guys know what I'm talking about. But either way, it is weird that we do turn the cyclotron on just to have Orlov turn it off. But again, I think that is just I don't think that's a story thing. I think that's a gameplay thing interfering with the story, which is fine. No problem with that. But I think we're supposed to realize that this was supposed to be on. We weren't supposed to be the ones that turned this on. This was obviously supposed to be Orlov turned it back on, and we helped him turn it back off. So, yeah, this machine just has a real big history of turning it on and off, dude. It's kind of the whole story of this cyclotron. You had these, what they call them, the Germans, they turned it on. They created the first rift, and they turned it off immediately because it was being very bad for them. Then they turned it back on because Berlin was very interested in the research that could be done with this, and they threw out all their nuclear research and started doing this, so they turned it back on. But then obviously, while they were doing this and increasing the research, they got overrun by zombies. But then, of course, you had the Soviets go interrupt them mid-time, and the Soviets had to turn it off. Then after the Soviets turned it off, the Soviets, like 40 years later or 30 years later, they went and turned it back on, and then we turned it off as Requiem. So it's like a whole story of turning this thing back on and off. I know the story is very interesting of turning a cyclotron on and off so far, but that's pretty much the best way to describe this storyline, is literally the cyclotron being turned on and off, on and off, on and off. It's amazing. Trust me. This storyline is amazing. Trust me. But either way, like I said, we can go into more depth of these individual clips here, but we don't have to because, pretty much we just came to turn the machine off, and that's what we did. That's literally what we did. That wraps it up for like what happened in the story. Like, this is something that we just know happened, no questions in our mind. This is the reality of the situation, but this is that. And of course, you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in chat. I'll be more than willing to answer them. But either way, if you guys don't have any questions, I do want to talk about, not that, it's the wrong thing. Some of the more interesting things in the storyline to me personally. One of those being, I guess kind of these day things. So all these day things are super, super interesting to me. And these are Dark Aether. So the Dark Aether one, we literally have no explanations at this point, nor should we, because it's the first map, so we shouldn't have very many explanations for a lot of these things in the storyline. But for this one, it's very interesting, because you have whoever this is was trapped in the Dark Aether for a very long time. I have my suspicions on who this may be, and I think it may be, what's it called? What's his name? I forget this man's name. I think there's a very good chance it is this guy right here. This guy right here. I think it's him. I could be. If I was more sure, what's his name? Zikova? I think that's his name. Yeah, I think it's him because one, we do not see any information of him besides this a couple things that he left on the map and stuff like that, and that he shut it down. But the main reason I think that it is him is because you look at the days that he has, right? Because he calls all these things different days, right? You have day 95, so he's been trapped there for 95 days in the Dark Aether. If you guys are unsure what he's talking about, he's been trapped for 175. He's been trapped for 213, 937, 1,108, 1,646. 2,873, 3,289, 6,000, and then the longest one is this one. This is the one I want to pay attention to. Is 13,773. Now, the reason I think that this is very important, and I guess we should also mention that we did get some in season 2 because those were only preseason. We also had these, which I guess this one's also. Is this one longer? Or this was 13. Whatever. They're pretty much the same time. We'll just use this one. But either way, this is this day would actually give us a pretty good example of give us an idea of how long this man's been trapped here. Because we pull up a little calculator real quick, right? Calculator. And we go ahead and we punch in how long he's been there. So 13,784. Divide that by 365, because it's 365 days a week. A year, excuse me. would mean he's been trapped there for 37 years, right? 37.7, but we're just going to round it down to 37. Now, we know that he's been trapped there for 37 years, and the current date that is the map took place in is 1983. Now, if we just see, let's assume that the day 13. Okay, this is a big assumption. Don't get me wrong here. Like, we don't know if this is a safe assumption, but if we do assume that that the latest document he put there is supposed to be the same date as the map takes place, which is why we're getting this year, then all we have to do is just minus what we had here, 37. So minus 37 years. And that would be 1946. Now, obviously, this doesn't equal out perfectly, because because we do know that he was trapped in the Dark Aether on what's it called, 1944. Well, he went to go close all that stuff in 1944, and obviously this is 1946. Different dates, clearly, or it might be 19. Wait. When did the Soviets show up again? I forgot. Was it? It might be 45, to be honest. Oh, it says right there. Right? Do we have a date on this? No, we don't have a date. Cringe. Oh, when they arrive here. Give us a date. Come on. This kind of cringe. Do we actually not have a date? I wonder. Wait, this is weird that we don't have a date. Yeah, it might actually have been a while. So there's still a possibility that this is correct. Like, they did it 2 years after they took it over. Hey Google, when did World War II end?
World War II lasted from September 1st, 1939 to September 2nd, 1945.
Okay, so actually 45, that would actually work out. If because we don't actually have a date, so actually it isn't 44, because I was just going off the latest date, which was when Volger was working there. This is where I got 44 from. So this actually would work out if it ended in 45, and that's when the Soviets showed up, like boom, 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 messing up the place. Then they showed up, did all that stuff, but then they tried to kill all the zombies, which is something they actually did, which is we see here. They killed all the zombies, and they're burning all the bodies. Very cool. And then this may have taken some time, and it got us all the way to 46. And this is when he goes in there. So this is why, personally, I think it is very likely that the guy in here is this guy. Now, there's two huge problems with this idea, and the reason I haven't made a video on it is because this right here is that something. Oh, well, that is that we did hear, I forget if it's, I think we might hear it in one of the radios. I don't think it's in one of the documents, but just trust me on this, that there's one of the radios, or one of these, that, oh yeah, it's literally this one. Wait, no, it's not. No, it's not, I lied. That was literally that one. But they did say that time passes differently in the Dark Aether, which maybe I'm making up now thinking about it. Wait, where did I hear that? There's nothing else to click on over here. I might have just made that up, but it would equal out pretty well if that is the case. But I do think the person behind this, at least from the people that we know, it's rather someone we haven't heard of yet, or it's the dude that I just said it was. I think it's this guy right here. I'm probably going to make a video on this now, to be honest. Because I actually like this theory a lot more than I originally did. Because I thought the dates were off originally. But then I forgot that I was going off of 44 because that's when the last date we heard. But they weren't really specifying dates over here. So, and considering the World War II ended in 45, it does seem pretty interesting. I think it actually makes it a lot more likely now. Probably make a video on that now, because I think that there's much more evidence that this guy right here, my boy right here, whatever, I always forget his name because I don't have any memory, or I don't know how to say, Zirkov, he's, yeah, it would match up pretty well. It also does make sense that if we read through these documents, let's see. Okay, okay, it doesn't clarify it here. Let me pull up the other ones. Let's see. It says that Where is it? Hello, hey Lucky, what's up, dude? Thanks for joining the stream. Thanks for dropping on by. We discussing the storyline now. We already went over like with the storyline thus far. Now we're talking about some more interesting things, and I'm sharing a current theory I have of who the guy is who's writing all of this stuff on this from the dark ether documents that just say day and then just says the number after that. But let's see, it's not it. Oh yeah, here it is. He has lots of electronics, no success construction transmitter. Some gears seem very old, other components unlike I've ever seen. Wish I could find instruction manual. Also find shimmering weak spots where the world seems to overlap with home. Attempt to pass through, could not. Or attempted to pass through, but could not. Still caught a glimpse of what it looked like. Southeast Asia. Excuse me. So close yet out of reach. The Southeast Asia thing is literally teasing DLC 1. So we actually might see this guy in DLC 1. We might be seeing this guy. This guy. Assuming this is correct, my idea of who he is correct. That he's this guy, Zerkov. Zikov, however you say his name. Hey, what's up, Silvers? Hey, do you think Kesson will have lots of story hints? Of course, I'm very sure we're going to get a ton of more radios, but that's unfortunately not going to be till February, which kind of sucks, which is more than a month away, which unfortunate, but at least for now, we have a couple ideas on what we could be seeing, and one of these things is literally what I'm talking about right now, is literally this document. That assuming that if you missed it though, what I was talking about is that there's these documents of this guy who's been trapped in the dark ether for days upon days upon days upon days, right? It's the first thing he gave us 93, and it gets all the way to like 13,773. Which one's actually further? This other one's further, but either way. I was speculating that the guy who has been writing these is the guy who originally closed this guy right here, who closed or shut down the cyclotron.
State your name. Casimir Sikov.
Casimir Sikov. That's his name. Casimir Sikov. Casimir Sikov. Sikov. That's how you say his name. Chose a perfect time. But he's the one who originally shut down the cyclotron in 1946 or 45. Do we have date? I could have sworn we had a proper date for this, and that's why I was doubting my own theory and why I didn't say anything at first. But maybe I wasn't. Maybe I was wrong, dude. Maybe I am. Because I don't think we have a date for when this happened. I know it happened after World War II. So that's really weird. But either way, I do think that this guy right here, Casimir Zikov, is going to be seen in the next map, or we're going to hear something about him 100%. But there's a potential that he can be seen in next map solely because of this one right here. Because he says right here, I'm just going to skip the first one because it doesn't matter. Also finding shimmering weak spots where the world seems to overlap with home. Attempted to pass through but cannot. Still caught a glimpse of what looked like Southeast Asia. So close yet out of reach. Must keep trying. So obviously, Kesson is in Southeast Asia, as you guys probably know. But either way, that's why I think that he's there. Could be 1950s. No. In which way? What do you mean 1950s? I may have just lost track of what I was saying earlier that you're replying to. It's probably my fault. But if you want to further explain what you mean, that'd be nice, because I probably just forgot what I said. Either way, though. Either way, when they found the bunker, is that okay? Is there a reason? Do you have a reason for that, or is this just speculation? Because I think it's very likely that they could have found it in rather 45 or 46, which if it's 46, that lines up perfect for my idea of this guy being Casimir Zikov, which would be amazing, because I think it's really likely, because what they say here is actually the reason why I even brought up this thing, even before that, is that he said he's gathering a lot of electronics, no success in construction transmitter, and he's just working on this transmitter with a bunch of different things. But what's it called? And what he's doing is just trying to work with a bunch of leftover scrap pieces to make the transmitter. That I'm pretty sure the transmitter they're talking about here, or the one he built, is the one at the more of a guess, but 1946 sounds plausible. Yeah, I think it is, because World War II ended in 45, and it takes them a little bit of time to find their way to end station, right? And when they do that, they'll then do that, and I think it'll work. I doubt he went almost 40 years in the Dark Aether and must have lost his mind. Well, we actually know he did stay there for 40 years. That is a fact. The question is just when was that 40 years? When did that 40 years start? And the reason we know it's 40 years is because of this day. Because he says that he's been trapped in the Dark Aether for 13,000. Actually, there's even one that comes out after that, 13,784. This one's 13,773. But obviously, if you do some mathematicals, which you can see I did here. Right here first, we did 13,784 divided by 365, obviously, so 37 years, and 37 years minus the current year, which the current year that the map took place was 1983. Obviously, we minus that, we get the year 19, right here. Actually, we see right here, 1940. Is my face cam in the way? Actually, my face cam might have been in the way while I was explaining that. Shoot. Crap, I think my face cam was in the way. My bad, dude. My bad. Either way, what I was saying is that we did some quick mathematicals. We got the days that he'd been trapped there, which is obviously right here. We divide by 365 for a year. So he's been trapped there for 37 years. And if we get the current date of the map taking place, which is 1983, to minus 37, we get the date right here, 1946. So assuming that the date he was trapped there is the day that he gave the newest one of these days was the same date that he that we play the map, then I think it's very likely that what's it called, that the guy who's talking here is Kazimir Zhukov, because not only that, but we do know that Kazimir Zhukov was what's it called, he was very good with just finding technologies around and making them work. Let's see. My name is okay. Blah blah blah. He says, I was told despite your limited education, you understand German equipment. Well, I scavenge parts from panzer tanks to keep our T-34s running. How can I be of service? So that doesn't tell us too much, but it knows that he does scavenge parts to make them into something useful. It's a general idea. So it keeps that same energy. Obviously, no definite connection between the two, but it is something nonetheless, dude. So let me pull up chat again. 45 through 46 would make sense because the Russians and Americans searched a lot of stuff after World War II IRL. They literally constructed everything down and built it up in their own countries. Yeah, exactly. I think 45, 46 actually works out perfect for us here. So I think this further solidifies my idea that this does seem like this Zhukov is the guy that is trapped in Dark Aether and is the one talking here, which I will probably make a video on sooner rather than later. But either way, I think it does explain who this is. But one thing that is very interesting though, and I think I know where Silver's coming from, because I doubt he went almost 40 years in Dark Aether. He must just lost his mind. Yep, and he actually has a reason for this. He's not just saying that for no reason. At least what I'm assuming he is saying this for is because... Oh wait, I have it over here. What am I doing? Where is it? This one. See, is because we know what happens to somebody when they're trapped in Dark Aether for extended periods of times, and so for these people, one specifically being Barbara. I mean, David lost his mind, so yeah, but Barbara hasn't lost her mind, which I want to actually play you guys the Barbara. This actually gives you an idea of what's it called? this gives you an idea of what happens when you're there, when you're trapped in the Dark Ether for extended periods of time. So I'm gonna play it right here.
Confession time. This one's gonna
I'll be
sound
quiet.
a little nutsoid, but stay with me. Please, stay with me. So, I've noticed that ever since I landed in this place, well, I've noticed some changes in me physically, and hey, I am not crazy. Do not call me crazy, but mentally, too. It's bad enough when my skin started to wither. I look part alligator. My nails are growing like crazy, and my teeth. What worries me more is how calm I am about it. I mean, at first I panicked, but the more I change, the less I mind. Plus, I am not as afraid of things I run into. Don't judge me. Don't you fucking judge me. I've eaten one or two of them. I go to eat something. Anyway, I don't know if it's the fog or those glowy crystal things, but this place changes you. Not all at once, but I don't think I could go back now, even if I knew how.
Okay, so that pretty much explains what I think Silver was talking about here. And that's that when someone's trapped in the Dark Ether for a long period of time, they'd rather go insane like David does, which is, you know, I could play it, but you guys pretty much, he goes insane. And literally all of these other people, I think Alice and Barbara are the only ones that don't go insane. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, it's been a while since I listened to these, but if I'm not mistaken, I think that's correct. Alice is actually super interesting. But what's it called? Yeah, there's that. But either way, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying now. Either way, the point of why I played that is because we do know from what Barbara said that when you are trapped in Dark Ether for extended periods of time, you do change. Like mentally, you change, and also physically. She obviously says her skin's getting very alligator-like, or scaly, one of the two. I can't remember exactly. I literally just heard it and I forgot, but it got scaly. Fingers started growing a lot, and she's also eating one of the things, which I don't know what she's talking about when she says she ate one of them. But I guess we'll eventually find out. Now, the reason why I think it's very interesting is because Barbara, I mean, we don't know when she was trapped there or how long she's been trapped in the Dark Ether. But considering, you know, the guy who is probably Casimir, what? I forgot his name already. Shoot. Let's just listen to it again.
Star Shina, 1st Guards Tank Army.
Здравствуйте. My name is Pavel Lazarev. I was sent to contain this mess, and you're going to help me. Comrade, state your name.
Casimir Sikov.
Zikov. How can I not remember how to say that name properly? But either way, as I was saying before, I rudely forgot things. Is that Zikov is if he's been trapped here for 40 years, and even if it's not Zikov, even if it's someone else entirely, this person's still been trapped there for 40 years. So how human is this person currently? Like, what's going on? Which is actually not something that's really weird. That's that weird because of something. Let me find it real quick. Oh yeah, here it is. This one's it. So this is only being trapped there for 3,280 some days, which is a couple of years. I can't. That's about around 15 years ish, I guess. I'm just kind of guesstimating right now. But either way, he says, the longer I am here, the fewer creatures pursue me. Still, I still see them take down newcomers, but me, they tend to ignore. Unfortunately, more powerful creatures have taken notice. Not sure why. Do they finally see me as a threat? I try to avoid them. Anyone would. There are things here worse than any nightmare. So this is kind of keeping to that idea, is that right here, obviously, we see that he is changing in one way or another. Maybe he's just not explaining them like Barbara is, or maybe for some reason he just doesn't notice it. But either way, we do know he is changing, but it's going to be interesting to see what's happened to this guy after being there for 40 years. I mean, there is a chance that Barbara's been there longer, and that's why she, she's noticing like some significant differences. But I mean, if we're being honest, 40 years, it's hard to beat that, right? Or I guess it's 37, but we're just rounding up here. I hope they do operator skins based off what happens to the characters in Dark Aether. That would be cool. It would be, at least something better than what we are currently getting with operators over just set characters. But yeah, either way, guys, this is that. So this is why I'm Zakov. I think I forgot his name, dude. Kazmir Zakov. I think either way, this is this is what I'm currently getting, the vibes I'm getting from this, and who I think this is. And it is interesting that he's been trapped there for 40 years and hasn't gone rather crazy or realized he's no longer human. But at the same time, it is very interesting to see what's going on with this. But those are my current thoughts on what's going on here. This is actually gave us a lot of cool information from this guy, so I do appreciate these. But either way, before we go too long of talking about this, I mean, we're already going a decent amount of time on it, but I think that pretty much wraps up everything with that radio specifically and all the Dark Aether stuff. I don't really remember what happened in Season 1's Dark Aether. What happened in Season 1's Dark Aether? Let me just go through this real quick. Lost Souls fits. Let me go here so it's a little bit bigger if I could read it. Oh, it's going to be quick. Plan straightforward. Oh, wait. Who's this? Wait, we thought it. Wait, what language is that name, real quick? Let me search that. What would I search? Fritz. Name origin. Let's see this. It's a German nickname for. Oh, it's a German. Okay, it's German. Oh, it's a nickname for Frederick, and Frederick is Russian apparently. So there we go. So this guy is German. I did say Russian. I meant to say German. My bad. But he's German. That's interesting. I don't know why there'd be a German here. It's kind of weird. It's 100. Okay, I could just wait for chat. So someone explain that to me. Yeah, it's 100% German. Yeah. My grandpa's name. Oh wow. Okay. Yo, 100% German. Okay, that's interesting because all the other people thus far, I don't think were German, right? This is interesting. But who's he talking about? We all thought would be a mission would be quick. The plan came straight from the top. Oh, this might be one of the people who was working at End Station when the Germans had control over the Soviets. How hopeful we were talking that taking that first step. Victory is ours, but we spent all our bullets long ago. This place has changed us. I'm not the man I was. I'm not a man at all. I'm so very tired. I'm just so very tired. Yo, that's actually pretty good. I like that. It's a long radio. Just say that though. Poiter. That's I don't know, man. I'll just search it too. It's probably going to tell me it's German also. Field report lost contact with the unit, but continue to gather. Again, these are people. Who is that? No, wait. That sounds so familiar. I'm probably going to get laughed at in chat for having to look this up. Name origins is Russian. Okay, I thought that was Russian, but yeah. Chat. Okay, you're right. It is. I don't want to. Yeah, it's definitely Russian. But this is interesting. Okay, now we have a Soviet or Russian. We don't know if it's Soviet, probably Soviet. Field report lost contact with the unit, but continue to gather samples until comrades. Wait. What he purposely went there to the Dark Aether. Let's just let him talk himself. Why am I reading off? He's probably say it better.
Здравствуйте. My name is Pavel Lazarev.
What am I doing, dude? I forgot.
Field report. Lost contact with unit, but continued
He's obviously Russian. I could just listen to it myself. I'm big brains.
to gather samples until comrades are required. Atmospheric readings match crystal radiation signature. So this stuff is everywhere. Personal contamination remains in safety range. 4 hostile contacts today. I killed 3 with small arms fire. The other I avoided. May attempt engaging after I find my squad. There is much to explore here. Stand by for additional reports.
That sucked.
It was supposed to be
Let's
over
go through
quickly,
again.
in and out. But I was separated from the rest of my unit before our extraction.
I don't know if there's anything important though. This is just him talking about things that we literally cannot gather anything up from. Just saying he's trapped in dark ether, separated from his unit, okay? Like most souls here, I stay away from others since I arrived, but after the last few months, I've seen you. Okay, he's been here for a few months, I guess. I've seen even larger groups congregating in the valleys. I hear chants of echoes of the ethereal night. I've not seen it, but I know it's there. I've seen the destruction left in its wake. Okay, so swathed tree, swathed the tree. Can't say words. Snapped and broken through. Okay, this is pretty much talking about the big ol' overlord, alley god, whatever. It moves with purpose, but it's not a purpose I understand. I have seen it. I have not seen it. I hope I never do. I met an old comrade. Oh wait, interesting. Wait. Oh yeah, comrade. Obviously, this guy's the German, Russian. I met an old comrade this morning. His union. Oh my gosh, dude, I can't even talk, brother. His unit were among the first of our soldiers to pass through this world. Wait, who sent them through? These have to be Omega Group, right? Wait. This has to be Omega Group, right? Wait, when were they sent through? Why don't Who is the German dude? I mean, the German dude could be in this guy's group because the German I guess West or East Germany was occupied by the Soviets, correct? So they could be in the same group now, thinking about it. By the way, do you have the last KGB intel, or KGB? Do you mean? I think you mean Omega, which I guess they're part of KGB, but or is it still missing for all of us? I have every single intel that is not for Outbreak because I can't be bothered to play Outbreak, or not Outbreak. What's it called? The other PlayStation exclusive mode. But either way, I have all of them. If you're talking about Die Maschine intel, I have every single one. But if it is a D machine, I could tell you how to get it because I know how to get all of them. But I fear he's lost his mind, mostly rambling and incoherently, speaking words I cannot understand. From the little I can make out, he claims there have been been here many months. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Okay, this is what throws my whole. This is literally the reason why I hadn't made the actual video on the theory that I was talking about earlier, about the guy who's been writing, the documents, the Dark Aether documents. What's it called? The KGB documents. What am I saying? Okay, I lost track. Here, I'll come back to what you guys are saying about the KGB intel in a second, because I think I know now what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about now. But real quick, let me just finish this thought before I jump back over there. So the reason why I'm very cautious into saying that the guy who made all the who was the one making all these, right? Like I said, that this is I forgot his name again. Because the dates do match up with 1946, but the problem is you have to have a huge assumption that obviously this day right here applies to the most recent or the date that the map takes place on, which is cool. A huge assumption on its own. But then also this comes into play. From the little I can make out, he claims he has been here for many months. This is not possible. He deployed only 1 week before I did. So the problem now becomes is that time doesn't go at the same time. This is a huge hit to the idea of it being that one dude. So this is not very epic for me, but it is something that we have to keep an eye on because it does throw everything I said into a whole, like, you know. Yeah, but I think I know what you guys are talking about now. I'm still missing one calling card intel. Yeah, for the calling card intel. Yeah. You guys are right. That is still missing for me too. I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on with that either. I tried going to, or I didn't. I'm lying. But I thought of going into what is it? It's not Outbreak. What is it called? The PlayStation exclusive mode. Yeah, but I also have it locked for me. I have no idea why. When I have literally all the Maschine intel, it still tells me I'm missing one. And I know people who actually I don't know that. Why do I constantly line? Time moves faster than Dark Aether. Yeah, exactly. So this is why it has a huge hit against my theory of it being 46 Onslaught. That's what it is. Holy crap, I'm dumb. Thanks for pointing that out. But either way, yeah. Yes, I also don't have that. But yeah, and also the other thing is that the time in the Dark Aether does move faster. Or there might be some time dilation stuff from, yeah. I hear it goes in the forest with like wandering animals screaming out in pain, but they are becoming an army. What? Okay. Wait, are these on different ticks each time? No, they're not. Okay, just curious. I got all the outbreak intel. Only have one calling card to make makes problems. Literally seems like all people don't have it. Yeah, it's so weird. Actually, it might rather be glitched, or they might be doing it on purpose and just trying to get people to you know, you won't be able to get the last one until season 2 starts with DLC 1. That is entirely possible too, but it might just also be something that we just haven't figured out. It might be a glitch too that they didn't intend. So a lot of different possibilities for what's going on there. But either way, I said I was going to be done talking about the Dark Aether a while back, but here we are still talking about Dark Aether because of this. And this is why I wanted to share with you guys why. Not just to believe my theories, not leave out any of the problems with it, which just makes it out a huge problem. This last line, from what I could make out, he claims that he's been here for many months. That's not possible. He deployed only a week before I did. So I don't know, dude. It like really throws off that idea, and I don't know if I'm going to make a video on it. I might make a video on it and then just share this information, or probably say at the start of the video that there is significant information to prove this otherwise. And also, I will mention the information at the end, but I'll state that there's information contradictory that could possibly be contradictory to this, but also it could be and I'll also explain what happened. I don't know. I might do that. Might just not make the video. Who knows? Either way, not important. I think that wraps us up for all the Dark Aether I want to talk about, all the Dark Aether intel, because yes. Which, by the way, if anyone's joined late, this is the entire storyline right here. The entire storyline. That is not the Dark Aether, or that, like, this is a story that we know happened, right? This isn't any, you know, cryptic stuff or anything like that. We already went over that at the start of the stream, though, so we're not going to do that again. Either way, there was a couple other things I want to touch on. I think this, we'll end off on the DLC 2 information. Okay, the DLC 2 information would be this one right here, next phase, and this document. I think that's the only information we have. Or maybe there's a Valentina one too. Valentina. Which Valentina? How about we talk about Valentina for a second, because I find her very suspicious right now. Valentina is this lady right here.
First,
and she's talking to
we
this
are
lady.
last. Just think, Dr. Beck. In 2 days, we will forge a new future for the Soviet Union.
So, I take it you found your men?
I found 2 volunteers for the task. You find that amusing?
No. More ironic, actually. In 1945, the Red Army volunteered a man's life to shut it down. 40 years later, here we are, volunteering men to reactivate it. It's almost poetic. Guess you can't teach an old Soviet new tricks.
I am not interested in tricks, Beck. I am interested in results. If my calculations are correct...
If your calculations are correct, we will have immediately achieved more than those Nazi bastards ever did.
And rest assured, they are correct.
Let's hope so. The Colonel isn't one to suffer fools gladly.
My son.
Okay. That was actually hilarious, by the way, Jonathan. Valentino was doing tasks, can't be sus. Okay. Yo. But, what's it called? So that's Valentina, obviously the woman there. The German. Russian, excuse me. But it's also, these two characters are really sus on their own. Because Peck, or what's his full name? I forget his name. We have a document of it somewhere, right? This one, Dr. William Peck, that's his name. So William Peck, he's also really weird because he's working with Omega Group when his name, well, based off his name and based off how his lack of accent, he does not seem German or Russian, excuse me. So he's kind of weird on its own. So we'll probably find out more. But yo, why is his nose looking so big right here? Wait, you guys seen this? Yo, look at this man's nose. Yo, chill, dude. What the heck are they doing though, Peck, right now, dude? This man's nose is so big. It's not okay. Not okay what they're doing, this man. It's not okay. Anyways, off track. Completely off track right there. But what's it called? What was I saying? I really lost what I was saying. Oh yeah, so the reason why I'm very suspicious of Valentina, and we'll get to, I mean, Peck is obviously why I'm confused more than suspicious, is I'm sure there's going to be like a simple explanation for him more than her. I think Valentina's going to have a more whatever it's called, I guess more effectful, like more, it's going to affect the story more. She's going to affect the story more. That she's sus, and that there are some things that I sus about her, more than Peck. It's probably just going to give us like some like dude who loves science so much that he wanted to. He didn't care about morals or whatever, and so he went to go work with the Omega Group or something. That's a monster nose, yeah, facts. But yeah, either way, Valentina, on the other hand, it is very weird because actually the thing I'm really questioning right now is the fact that she obviously says, I'm not interested. I'm interested in the results if my calculations are correct. And then he says, if your calculations are correct. And then she says, rest assured, they are correct. Literally right here. And he says, let's hope so. The Colonel isn't one to suffer fools gladly. Which is another character where we have nothing to know about as a Colonel. Colonel's kind of weird. Which is actually, we have the Colonel who seems to be in charge of everything for Omega Group, even though these are leads. He's a lead, she's a lead. We know this from documents, but there's someone even above them. And same thing with Requiem. Yeah, we do have a couple leads. Dr. Gray, Dr. Strauss, General Carver, and Weaver are all leads, but what's it called? But they have a director above them, which is interesting. We'll maybe find out about the director one day in the future, but I don't think they really want us to focus on the director and Colonel thus far, or they're not giving enough information to focus on them thus far. So there'll be something for the future. Either way, I'm getting completely off track. The reason why she is suspicious to me is because of this right here. Like, let's make this bigger. Okay, Operation Undertaker has been declared a resounding success. Intel has reported in form around the globe. We have, okay, where is it? To the surprise of many, including myself, it appears Dr. Valentina's hypothesis was correct, and in fact, her results have surpassed expectations. Credit where credit is due. Okay, there could be some, maybe this is just me trying to, find something that isn't there, which is entirely possible, but for someone like, the vibe I'm getting from her is that she's the one behind deciding to do this, right? I mean, I could be completely wrong. This may be this Colonel that we know nothing about behind going back to End Station and going to do, reactivate it, open the rifts around the world, causing the zombies outbreak around the world. That's possible, but to me, it seems like it's not. It seems like she was the one behind it because it literally says it appears Dr. Valentina's hypothesis was correct. And the question is like, where was she getting this information from? There's multiple explanations for how this could be explained. They could just explain it very simply in a lot of different ways in the future, that maybe she just knew some people that were behind it. But I'm just saying, what if Eddie had something to do with it? What if the reason why she even knew to hypothesize about these things was because of Eddie or something like that? I don't know, man. I'm just throwing out ideas. Literally no way to back that up. I don't know why I said it, to be honest. But it is something that it gets me interested in, like, where's she getting her information from? Because this seems like something that you don't just randomly hypothesize about things you don't know of, right? Or you don't hypothesize about things that you literally have only seen. Like, this is literally all she's known about this, that at least that we're aware of that she knew, was where is it? This is literally from this. How can you hypothesize from this? This is all the information she had just from this thing. That what's it called? That you know, if you restart the excuse me, cyclotron, keep burping because I drank that orange juice. But either way, if you restart the cyclotron, that's going to open up rifts around the world, causing zombie outbreaks around the world. Like, it's just kind of weird. I mean, there is a chance that maybe Dr. Volger or Dr. Kurtz have something to do with it, mainly because of this right here. Let's see if I remember. Oh, this right here, right? So where they say, this is where Dmitri says, I still cannot believe the idiot German tried to sneak back in here. I'm assuming, he's talking about, Kurtz or, I mean, the only three Germans that we are aware of that were involved with this thing. Maybe actually there's another fourth German that was mentioned, but I don't think he's relevant, or I don't think it's likely he's here. It's rather Strauss, it's rather Kurtz or Volker. So maybe she got in contact with Volker, Kurtz, or someone like that. It's obviously not Strauss because he's obviously working with the Requiem, but maybe that's how she knows about this. I don't know, man. Either way, it seems like she's known more than she's even letting her own comrades know. She's letting them know more than that. But either way, that's something that I think we should keep an eye on. Which is another thing we should keep an eye on, is literally this: that some German doctor tried to sneak back into there. Like, what's up with that? It could be possible, since the Maschine first started, there was a chance that she might have a connection with something in the Dark Aether. No, yeah, I mean, that's a possibility too. We do know there's a possibility that people were trapped in the Dark Aether. Like, if my a theory of the guy behind this is correct, and it's this guy right, it's not here. Where is he? This guy. If it's this guy right here, I mean, there may be wait, what's her name? Wait a second. Wait, I'm actually curious now. What's her name? What's her full name? Valentina? I'm curious. What if there is a connection between them? Alexandria Valentina. So her last name is Valentina. So maybe it's not. I don't know. She might have married and her name would be different from her dad. Assuming if this guy was her dad or something like that. I'm just throwing out ideas. What's this guy's name? Casimir's. Oh yeah, we know his name, Casimir. So okay, so his wife's name was Riza. I'm pretty sure they said he had a daughter or a kid at the very least. I don't know. Maybe he said he had a kid. I don't know. I'm just checking things here and there. His wife's name was Riza. I could have sworn he said he had a child though. I wonder if it was a son or daughter, if he even specified the gender. Huh. Why do communists call each other comrades anyways? Is that a Russian thing or is it just a communist thing? That's what I want to know. Don't actually care. I was just joking. I don't care. My dearest Riza. Okay, here. There's mention of another maybe he doesn't have a daughter. Maybe I made that up. He says, I do this for Mother Russia. I do this for you, Riza. Maybe I made that up. But maybe daughter, I don't know, man. There's a chance something's there that I'm just not aware of. either way, guys, there's that whole thing. But yeah. I think we're getting close to wrapping this stream. But I think what we'll end the stream off of is talking about what we know, what they've told us about DLC 1. And that starts with this document right here. And this document is talking about the Kassan site, which is Kassan is a place in what's that place called? I forget what it's called. Oh my gosh. It is a place in Vietnam, and this Kassan is actually a place. There was a Kassan battle, which is where a lot of the American troops fought against the the Viet Cong. That's what they're called. They had a big fight between each other there, and I think it was very publicized at the time. That's why you actually see it in the original Black Ops, because they want to get the places that people know of, obviously. But either way, this site is, I guess, has that background to it. But this is where it kind of explains what's going on here. And I've already went over this in the video, so I'm not going to read this thing all the way through again. But what they do say here is that after the success of Operation Undertaker, they opened up rifts around the world, and one of those happened to open around near Kassan. And because of that, they built a facility at Kassan, and they're studying different things there. And when they're studying different things there, they obviously, I mean, that doesn't matter what they're studying different things there. But this is probably where the next map is going to be because of that. And I completely lost my train of thought, dude. I completely forgot my point. Like, when I misspoke there, I completely forgot what I was saying. But either way, I think the point I was trying to get here is that we do know Kassan is probably the location of the next zombies map. And, that's cool, I guess. I completely lost my train of thought, I have no idea what I'm saying now. A main group site, operation site near Kassan, secured a site near Kassan November 11th. Cover story about recent discovered U.S. chemical weapons being accidentally detonated has successfully resonated throughout the community. Site construction has begun with completion anticipated by February 5th. 10th, excuse me. The Colonel has expressed in using the site to begin testing on Redacted. Additionally, Operation Redacted will focus on further testing with redacted text. Formal request to begin curating volunteers for experimentation has been submitted. Pending approval, expect their first report before March. So yeah, there's that. There is that. But yeah, I don't know, dude. Yeah, so I mean, there's something else that was related. Oh yeah, I guess we're just going to mention the other things that are related to Southeast Asia. I mean, one of them we already talked about. Ooh, I'm getting lightheaded. I have no idea why. I might need to go lay down. I might have to end the stream early. I'm actually getting lightheaded for who knows what reason. Holy crap, dude. Okay. Is this season 1? Okay. This is the one I want to talk about real quick before we end this. Where is she at? Alice, I believe it was.
I hope someone out there can hear this.
Oh,
I'm not quite certain this device even works. You see, I'm an historian. I was touring ancient sites in Peru when it all went dark. Suddenly, I'm in this jigsaw landscape. This hodgepodge of creatures and artifacts, like a collision of cultures and eras. I've seen medieval structures alongside 21st century buildings. I've seen ancient storybook creatures and mechanical monsters straight from a science fiction novel. And the thought I cannot seem to shake now is that the universe has a dumping ground for things that go bump in the night. Others I've encountered assume this is hell. But it's worse. It's the dustbin of history. It's the rubbish dump of time. When the universe is through with you, this is your final stop.
Okay. So, like, there's more to that. if you guys missed my video talking about this, what she's actually talking about, she actually talks about a lot of the things that were thrown into the Dark Aether at the end of the Aether storyline. But we're not really focused on that. Instead, what I want to focus on is where was it? I'm a historian, touring through ancient sites in Peru. Wait, what? Wait, I thought she said Southeast Asia too. Wait, what? Wait, she was in Peru? Wait, I'm so confused now. Wait, so I'm assuming what happened here is that one of these dimensional gateways opened when she was in Peru. Dang, how the heck did I get that mixed up? Wait, what? Peru's nowhere near Southeast Asia, right? When she did that, she got trapped in the Dark Aether. Huh. Well then. Either way, it's a really cool radio nonetheless. I don't think it relates to DLC 1 like I originally thought it did. But you know, it is a cool thing. It does talk about how she does see a lot of the things from the previous. Wait, it is. Wait, where's Peru? Wait, am I dumb? I thought it was in South America. I might just be dumb again, which is probably correct. Peru. That's not how you spell Peru. No, it's South America. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, it's not really near Southeast Asia, but no, I agreed with my bad. Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, but either way, Peru, yeah. But it is a really cool radio because it does talk about how that she's seen leftovers of the Aether storyline, which makes sense because at the end of Tog the Toten, you know, Nikolai just didn't delete all of the previous universes from existence. He threw it all into the Dark Aether. So we know that everything that happened in the previous multiverse, in fact, is all kind of still exists, but it's in the Dark Aether. So it does make sense why that's all there. Now, I'm pretty sure we even touched on it. What was it? Wait, why is this black? Who's the one who talks about Southeast Asia? I don't even remember. Dude, I forgot. I should have marked it down. I think we're just going to end it off here with the next phase, or did we already talk about that? Oh, yeah, we already talked about that. Shoot. Yeah, but either way, I think that's it. I think what we'll do to wrap up this stream, I think I just want to finish the stream just by going ahead and just summarizing the storyline, and we'll go ahead and wrap it up there and just leave it off on what we're going to see. So, just a quick summary of the storyline thus far, and I'll try to do this with visuals to match what I'm talking about. But as we know, the what's it called? This location and station was originally a testing site for nuclear bombs. That's what they were trying to build. That's why we see a literal nuclear bomb inside the weapons facility or the same location where you find Deadshot Daiquiri. And then another giveaway that this was originally supposed to be a nuclear testing site, not just a nuclear bomb, but is because we see a cyclotron, which is pretty much kind of like Atom Smasher from what I know. I don't really know how what an Atom Smasher would even help in research for that. Maybe I just don't know about how they develop nuclear bombs, but either way, that's what they were doing. But in using the cyclotrons, Kurtz, one of the doctors that was working there, made some significant adjustments to the cyclotron. In doing so, the cyclotron went crazy and opened up a rift. And anyone that was in a close enough facility to the place when the rift opened, that turned those people into zombies. And the cyclotron just kept running no matter what they would try to do to power it off. But they did that. And they tried, then from there, they tried to get the people who were turned into zombies, try to treat them. That's why, and they built, in fact, a machine. Volgar actually built a machine to try to turn them back into humans. This is what we used during the Easter egg. If I show you guys this, it's what we used to literally this machine. This is what he used. And from there, they weren't really sure what to do. But then Berlin, in other words, the leaders of the Germans, they got interested in this. They told them to continue their work into that and drop all the nuclear research they were doing. So they did that, continued to research that. And while they were researching that, the Soviets went and showed up and they took over everything. Then when they took over everything, they, when they took over everything, they went over there and they saw all the crazy stuff that was going on. Literally this.
Get this on camera.
And when they did that, they saw how crazy it was. So they went and had this guy right here go sacrifice his own life to shut down Cyclotron, and he did so. It was shut down for a long time, but then the Soviets built Omega Group, and when they did that, they then used them in 1983 in response to U.S. President Reagan's announced Strategic Defense Initiative, or SDI. They saw this as a mortal threat to the Soviet Union, and so when they did that, they had to find some way to counteract the SDI, and they did that by looking through old archives. And in those old archives, they found literally this video right here that we just looked at. And when they did that, they thought maybe we could dig that back up and try to do things for our own bidding and stuff like that. And that's what they did. They restarted the thing. They sent Orlov down there with another guy, and they restarted it, and the rifts reopened. And when they reopened the rifts, they also opened rifts around the world that causes outbreaks around the world and stuff like that. And that's that caused the rifts and zombies outbreaks around the world. And that's when around the same time while this was happening, Tatiana, who worked inside the KGB, was leaking this information to Samantha Maxis. And when she was leaking this information to Samantha Maxis, she gave her that exact same tape, this tape right here, or hello? Yeah, this is tape right here. She gave it to Samantha, unfortunately died in the process. She unfortunately accidentally fell out a window, I guess is what Samantha says. And Samantha, of course, got this to Weaver. And when Weaver got it, he saw it, and they made the Requiem group to go counteract the Omega group. And this is, of course, what happens in the map. They send a task force from the Requiem over there to End Station. When they get there, they first realize they've confirmed that this location was the beginning of the outbreaks, and this would cause everything to begin with. And after they confirming that, the director decides that they have a new, instead of just being there to confirm that this is the Site Zero, is that they have new direct instructions from the director to shut down the cyclotron. And when they do that, of course, they bring back Orlov to help them shut it down. He does that, they shut it down, they nuke the place, and peace out. DLC one time. That's pretty much the storylines thus far, but either way, guys, that's it. But if you guys, but I think that's going to wrap it up for this stream. Hopefully this stream was something that you guys think was worth watching, hopefully. But I'm going to have to do it. I was planning to end it here in a bit anyways, but I am feeling a little dizzy. I don't know why, or a little lightheaded. I don't know why, but either way, guys, I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. But if you guys did enjoy this and you want to see stuff like this in the future, definitely do all the stuff to show your appreciate or your affection of this. I don't know what I'm saying right now, but go ahead, like, subscribe, bell, share, and all that great stuff. But I'm going to go. I'll catch you guys next stream video, or over the heck of maybe, and laters, guys. Oh, I actually feel sick, dude.